instead of my hand.
Why?
Because I'm an idiot. Okay, my name is Lindsay.
Hi, my name is Kit.
And this is One Versus the Other. And you sent me a recording of a video that I thought you and I we find it both very interesting because of the type of work that we do. Because we both work in
IT
field, and the way different companies define things can be different to other companies. Each company treats different terms a little bit differently, and you don't know until you're in that situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's time that we clarify what an entry-level position actually is, especially for people who are looking for new jobs or looking to pivot into tech. So let me clarify that for you. In case you are new here, my name is Melissa. I'm a former high school English teacher. I am now the brand manager of marketing for a financial tech company. I help millennials and Gen Z get to the bag with personal finance and career advancement. I posted this video a year ago talking about high-paying entry-level jobs starting at a salary of $70,000 and up, in which I went into the details of the requirements, your degrees, and qualifications that you would need to land these positions. I started getting comments from people saying it's not entry-level if you need a degree. Nick was a little aggravated,
That's fair. Because that means you need 4 years of 4 years of experience in a specific job. Or because technically going to college I consider a job. That's not entry level, so you had to work to get there.
But however, not every single job is like jumping without some sort of knowledge, except like for people that is already pre-exposed. For example, they were they were doing this type of stuff a lot. That what they're interested in, then they already pre-expose it. But other people that is like have zero background and doesn't even feel interested into it, for them the only way that for them to gain the knowledge is
through school. Yeah, I get it. I do agree. I feel like there should possibly be some type of, when it comes to positions, like a standard questionnaire that they have to do, so that people who may not have a degree have the capability of perhaps testing into a job that they can get into, as well as the people who are entry level who just got out of school, so that you're leading into it. Some companies do that, but a lot of companies don't. They first look at the resume and determine it based off that.
A lot of companies, actually the degree doesn't mean much. Because when I said I have certain degree, people were just like, okay, what type of cert do you have? I was like, then why the fuck I need to get a degree? Excuse me?
Yeah, I noticed that most people just look at your experience to see what type of job, for instance. For instance, I didn't finish my degree, my 4-year degree. And I have a fairly decent position because I worked my way up to get there. And I used my intelligence backing up. I mean, it kind of helped that I was a woman. I feel like in some instances, while I do get experiences where with a little bit of harassment, I don't really care, right? I mean, you know what it is. So I don't really care because it's about the work. So I just get my work in and then I get out. So I feel like the work should stand the test of time, because honestly, degree sometimes doesn't count. Some people skate through their degree. I've met people that have a degree and then I speak to them and it's are we the same age?
Okay, but in contrary, the same thing. If certificate meant so much for a certain company, why a degree doesn't? And the same thing, if a degree meant so much, why a certificate doesn't mean set?
But I feel like a certificate is more centralized. You have more centralized knowledge that people are looking for. Whereas a degree, to me, degrees are too broad. You learn so much, but that also teaches me that you probably learned nothing at all, other than you could probably complete an assignment.
I mean, complete assignment is part of the job.
I know, which is an important part, but so does a certificate proves that you can complete an assignment. You can learn something all about this one subject and complete it. And you're more likely to use the information from that certificate than you probably are from school, is my experience.
And a lot of time, actually, company don't really look in your resume, but they're using automatic system. So
they're looking for certain words in the resume.
Yeah, so basically, you're maybe, even though if you don't have your degree, you don't have a certificate, they filter those people out based on the automatic system. They didn't even see your history of their work history. You work in the field for 20 years. you work in the field for 15 years. That I feel like that is the very
That's also
unfair portion of it that is not doing the justice.
But the main concept is what is an entry level?
Yeah. What is the entry level if they asking for you all this type of item that you need to check mark? 3 to 5 year experience.
In what aspect? I mean, like 3 to 5 years, they say that, but nowadays people are moving so quickly from different positions that 3 to 5 years is almost unrealistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Most people do not stay past 2 years because companies do not treat you with a certain level of respect, even if you've been in there for a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't allow for a disagreement and things like that, like certain companies.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like even nowadays, like entry level, they expect a certain level of experience of a couple of years of something to get into it. So I feel like I can understand the irritation of this person in this comment where it says it's not an entry level job if you need a degree. He's right. You had to have 4 years of experience.
Yeah. Why do you name it as entry level if you require such experience?
I think it's like a tier system. They need to identify a tier within that.
They want to pay you less. That's what
I think that might be the concept. Like I don't mind junior level positions, but you have to pay the knowledge that comes with it. Yeah. No, I agree.
With his explicitives. So I went to good old free Google and just copied and pasted the definitions of entry level to these commenters. Entry level at its core basis really just means that you are getting it at the ground level of that particular industry. You want to think of it comparably as being a freshman in college. You still need a high school diploma or a GED in order to be admitted. So when people are telling you that you can pivot into these roles or entry level things in tech and all these other things with zero qualifications, zero experience, zero degree, that is a lie. So let's look at a couple positions on LinkedIn that are entry level to see what they're actually required and looking for. So here we have a creative programs manager for Spotify. It's an entry level role. Let's look at some of the qualifications that they're looking for. Majority of these are soft skills, but as you can see,
5 to 7 years program management. That's not. I disagree with her. She's saying that's an entry level job. That's not an entry level job.
I disagree either.
I disagree with her. I mean, like as someone that works in IT, and she says she works in IT, that it has the word management in it. That's not an entry level job. Maybe, and you can't even say it's an entry level job in the industry. How about it's an entry level job maybe in that department?
Why don't you say associate or junior? Why do you have to bring
entry means introducing? That's not the same. If you need 5 to 7 years experience in something, you're not introducing shit. No. So I think she's using the most extreme example. Her argument, I don't really care for in this instance because it didn't even say. She said this is an entry level, but if we go back, it didn't say entry. It said creator management. Let's see.
we have a creative programs manager.
Creator programs manager.
That is the full time.
And they identify it as entry level. But something as a program manager, you have to have a lot of managerial experience. That's not an entry knowledge of managerial experience. 5 to 7 years is not
Entry level.
No.
You told me 1 year. Okay, I get it. Or 6 months. I get it.
That's
you're
fair.
introducing.
Yeah.
You're introducing to this career path. That is more my definition of my understanding of entry level.
Yeah.
That's why I understand why the comments is very furiating, very
Irritated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's not an accurate example of what's going. Like, your definition and maybe my definition, completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Because entry level, I'm thinking little to no experience of anything in that field.
Mm-hmm.
But a creator program manager, that sounds like you need experience in a lot of managerial. That's not an entry level. And I think you're right, it is an excuse to pay people less.
That's a very blunt. If people try to cover the track saying that the way they lay out entry level job is need 10 years experience, you just don't want to pay the money.
Yeah,
And
they say that the company doesn't want to pay that kind of money for that type of
title, because we all pay by our title.
Yeah.
For Spotify, it's an entry-level role. Let's look at some of the qualifications of years of program management or marketing experience. Entry-level, 5 to 7 years. We've got another role, 4+ years of communications experience. Another one, 2 to 5 years of experience. Another, minimum of 4 years of marketing experience. This is not to keep you from pivoting into a new industry or into tech. This is just so you know that entry-level positions come in all shapes and sizes, and they're all going to have different requirements, but none of them are going to require 0 experience. The more you know.
No, I don't think that she understands what they're saying. He's not saying 0 experience. It's just like, that's just not an entry level job. That's just not. Even based off the definition, little to low requirements. Multiple years is not a minimum to low experience.
How many years do you have in the workforce? Like your life only get to 65 to work. So my question is like, I spent 1/4 of my freaking life and I'm still in entry level. There you go.
Yeah, I have like what? 5, 6 years? Still considered, I'm not exactly entry level, I'm considered a senior specialist, but still, like I consider where I am in my position, and anywhere I pivot, I'm gonna have to go entry level.
That's just very unfair.
And with multiple years of experience in technically in IT. But technically, if I want to move to a different department, I understand being entry level.
Because
right?
you period your career.
Yeah, and I don't mind. But the problem is how much are you going to pay considering today's industry? And is that entry, quote unquote, entry level going to affect how much you pay me? Considering my experience. Because my experience may not be in that specific field, but I have a lot of experience in the corporate world. So the way that I maneuver and communicate, I feel like speaks for itself. That's what you want. I think that my personality is the type of personality you would want in a corporate. That's just what I know I bring to the table. I may not have that knowledge in any entry-level position that I may move to. So I don't know. I don't agree with her definition. I can understand it's like a degree is not entry level. That's right. A degree is not entry level. But your experience in whatever fields you have puts you at some place. The way you're able to communicate with people, that puts you at some place. If you're a waitress, you have very good ways of pivoting situations where you deal with very disagreeable people. And I feel like you could pivot that in a resume, so that wouldn't make you entry level. Like you could apply probably for entry level. Because the creator programs manager requested 4 years of communication experience. There you go. You got it. 4 years. As a waitress? Fuck yeah. Think about all the horrible people you have to deal with that are hungry.
That is true.
But yeah, I can understand the irritation in her definition.
Me too. I not necessarily her definition is in general for what corporation looking for people. It was like wondering why nobody applied for this job.
There's obvious reasons why.
No.
Your expectations are too high. And you're offering too low.
Exactly. You want money so bad that you don't want other people that can be moved up.
But that's because I feel like they perhaps pay middle management and upper management a little bit too much. If they filtered out a little bit less of their money and put it more into the people's pay, like not even offering them perks, like you know how Twitter offers all those like, oh, you get like a free meal and blah 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 during lunch. Not those kind of perks. If you offered like legitimate payment to their bottom line, I feel like that overall the longevity of your company will be a lot higher or a lot longer, and on top of that, you'll probably get more effort because you're getting paid for the effort that you put in.
Company just complain about that's no loyalty from like the.
Yeah, I have loyalty to me, myself, husband, child. That's it. That's what you have to put food on the table for, right?
They fire you without a warning. So why do I have to bring my Come on.
Yeah, they fire people without warning. So it's like, why do you expect?
Yep. What do you think?
All right, let us know what you think what entry level position is. What? Yeah, and if you think it's fair. Bye.
Oh,
Like, comment, and subscribe, please, below.
thanks.
Bye.
See you next time.